Hello, everybody. We're so excited to have you all here today to join us on this webinar. We're gonna just wait a couple of seconds for everybody else to join in. So just have a little bit more patience and welcome everybody. So I think we can now start. I see that everybody that signed up is already here. So hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Michelle Berrios. I'm a product marketer at ProcessMaker and Decisions, and I'm very excited to walk you through an innovation we've been developing specifically for Ellucian institutions. It's our FAFSA job scheduling and monitoring solution. Joining me today will be Sean Tivnan, a senior consultant at Verily, and our very own Erika Hillman, a CSM at ProcessMaker and Decisions, who will share with us exciting news at the end of the webinar. So stay tuned. We know how critical financial aid processing is for your teams, and even more importantly, for your students. Today, you'll see how we are bringing automation, visibility, and reliability to something that traditionally requires a lot of manual effort. So let's start. During this webinar, we are gonna start with a quick introduction to who we both are and why we are uniquely positioned to support institutions like yours. Then we'll walk through the product overview so you can understand the why and the how behind the solution. After that, we'll jump into a live demo so you can see everything working in real time. We'll be very excited for you, and we'll wrap up with Q&A and next steps. Before we dive in, a little bit about who we are. ProcessMaker has been supporting higher education for decades, and with our merger with Decisions, we now bring even more power, scalability, and expertise to institutions using Ellucian systems. Our focus is simple: help you automate complex processes, drive operational efficiency, and deliver a smoother experience for your staff and your students. As you can see here, our company has been on a strong innovation path for 25 years, starting from our roots in Miami and evolving into a global automation platform. Some highlights include integration directly with Ellucian, launching our OEM offering, acquiring powerful AI and automation technologies like DocLayer AI and Workflow, and today, combining strengths with Decisions to redefine what workflow automation can do for higher education. We've grown with one objective in mind: to help institutions reduce friction, streamline processes, and support student success. Here you can see some of the leading universities and colleges that choose ProcessMaker because of our flexibility, ease of use, and proven results. We are proud to support institutions of all sizes, from community colleges to major research universities, who trust us to streamline mission-critical processes across campus. We are extremely proud that ProcessMaker has been recognized by independent industry panels for innovation, ease of use, and our generative AI features. From winning the top award for Best GenAI platform to multiple recognitions for educational technology. These awards reflect our commitment to delivering solutions that are both powerful and practical for higher education teams. So what makes ProcessMaker ideal for higher education? You can see here that we have a breadth of processes we support. We help automate everything from admissions, financial aid, registrar workflows, and academic affairs to IT, HR, and student affairs. We know this. Your teams don't need multiple systems or manual workarounds. With ProcessMaker, you can automate end-to-end processes, that connect the students, staff, and systems seamlessly. This is just one example of what a fully automated end-to-end process looks like with our platform. This is the workflow for our newest higher ed solution, which is the TCE solution. What you'll notice is that automation doesn't just speed things up. It standardizes them, removes manual errors, creates visibility, and ensures that students receive timely updates. Everything flows intelligently from intake to decision to communication with your SIS, databases, and document systems all working together behind the scenes. This same level of orchestration is exactly what we are bringing to the FAFSA job scheduling and monitoring solution. So now I'll let you with Sean. You are unmuted, Sean.
Hello, I'm Sean Tibnan. I'm a senior consultant with Ferrelli. If you're not familiar with Ferrelli, we have been a Ellucian partner, platinum partner for a few years now, and we serve strictly in the higher education side of the house. We do lots of professional services, and our focus is on optimizing your service, what you already own, and to help you get the most out of it. So, our mission is to definitely help all higher education verticals in this situation. So again, we try and give you the best value from your solutions by innovating, and our expertise in higher education is from 20 years of uh, services amongst many institutions. We actually are experts in both Banner, Colleague, Anthology, and we're working on Workday. And so our value is understanding where you come from as a higher education institution and to give you the best value from that perspective. From that understanding, we partner with multiple software platforms, and one of them is ProcessMaker. And so, seeing that there's a need for institutions that are either looking to go to SaaS or just trying to find your way from where you're going to present yourself on premise is to take something that every single institution needs to do is bring in your FAFSAs, run the extra processes in Banner, and get the most out of it. So ProcessMaker, this particular setup gives you the ability to do that, whether you're still on-prem or thinking about going to SaaS. And so it definitely gives you the ability to look at your whole FAFSA situation and bring in the most from that. So normally, if you've been running this for years, you either use EdConnect or TD Client, and it just runs. Either you do it manually or you have it set up and forget it, but you're not really on top of like how it's all going. So seeing that ProcessMaker can definitely be a job scheduling platform, but also the benefit is that it gives you the ability to extend it through workflows and notifications. So when I was working with them on some other processes, we realized that it would be a benefit to use their platform and leverage their AI and all the other things that they bring to the table to give you the most of it. So normally this process is you get the files, you concatenate them, you send them to Banner, and then your folks do the actual processing, whether they do the match, suspense, and bring in all the other information. But what this does is It lets you bring it in from anywhere. So if you have it on EdConnect on one of your PCs, or you bring it into one of your job submission servers or Linux servers, that's fine. But this actually brings it in. If there's any problems, it notifies you. If there's any issues with matching, it can do that as well. And then it also can send email notifications, so you don't even have to like watch the dashboard every day. And so it'll bring it in from S3, SFTP, or any one of those situations. It'll actually give you this dashboard, which I'll show you in a few seconds. Gives you the ability to decide what you want to do with it once there's either it finds the folks that you match or suspense or duplicates. And then if you're for all the banner schools out there, it doesn't matter if you're on-prem or looking to go to SaaS. It leverages the Banner Business Process API user. So you can start small here and then either take it to your SaaS or keep it on-prem. It works the same either way. So wherever you're moving, you don't have to decide what you want to do now. It would work right now or in the future. And so what it gives you is the ability to focus back on the students. It lets, if there's, for folks that have multiple financial aid counselors in their office, if somebody comes in, they can see where it's been running and where they're at. Um, you can do what you'd like with the queue, whether it's to see where the folks are at, and then it'll just automatically process to the next step and see where you want to go from there. All right, so let me just share my screen. So this is when you log into the ProcessMaker dashboard, the Ellucian workflow dashboard, you would see this as the financial aid counselor, you'd be able to tell that, okay, it's been running in the background and hit about 128 times. Obviously, in September and October, it's just going to keep bringing in all those FAFSAs for your folks to review. And for the folks that are not in the weeds from the day to day, it gives you this dashboard so that you can get a nice high level of how things are coming in, where they're running, and pretty much your success and failure rates. So you get the jobs as they run through the week. You get the overall pie chart, and these can be adjusted to wherever, whatever makes the most sense for your institution. If you have folks in admissions and financial aid, you can either add or remove these from their dashboard. Um, uh, because it has to get the files submitted to Banner and then review the logs, it lets you know that it can take a little bit of time. So it's obviously tracking that as it goes along. Um, and then it's running in the background automatically. But if you'd like to kick it off yourself, you would start a case right here. You'd pick the FAFSA job scheduler. And the reason that I did it this way is so that you can see where the like how the process is set up. So what's happening now is wherever you have this, it's whether it's in an S3 bucket or SFTP, we can work with you to make sure that it's set up so it's getting it from the right place. So for all our folks on the financial aid side, you have an SAIG mailbox. The government loads the FAFSA ISIR files in there. You concatenate them into one file every day or every certain number of times that you want to run. So this is a very visual process of showing you that it's okay. I'm starting it, I'm going to get the files, and then depending on what's happening, it's going to alert you along the way. If there's an error where there's something in the file that's causing you a problem, it's going to let you know that right away, so you don't have to come in here and look at it. But um, the real value is this part at the very end here. Um, and so ProcessMaker has leveraged, like they were talking about, the AI, lots of AI information. So what, depending on what your university or college wants to do, a Banner job, it's going to take this, it's going to run it through the Banner process of loading it into the first of the four steps to load the file. If When it gets to the job log, I'll show you the output of that. But what it'll do is, if if it loads folks and it sees that they're not in Banner or they are in Banner, it can do a couple of things. And actually, it can do almost anything you want. Is it can reach out and talk to other systems, or it can send you information based on that. But what we've found is that, in talking to our financial aid folks, if you find that there's somebody that's submitted a FAFSA that's not in, say, your CRM, whether that's Slate or Ellucian CRM, it can reach out to your admissions folks and let them know that, hey, you might want to follow up with this person, or it can load them into your CRM to say, you know, note that record that they came in that way. And also, it can do many other things like send emails or reach out to them. So what you're trying to do here is figure out what's the value from getting their FAFSA and knowing that they're going to be interested in your institution. So this Flow Genie right here can read that log file. So let me go back to front here, is down here. It's going to take the ISIR files, it's going to load them in here. And each job run, so this is the file name. It's going to let you know when it ran, how long it took. Um, for folks that are working in Banner day to day, you'll see the Banner job number. But it's actually, you don't have to go back into Banner to see how this ran. It'll grab the actual, every time you're on a Banner job, it's going to run a list and a log file. This process, as part of the Banner API, goes and gets both and brings them back into ProcessMaker. So you'll be able to tell that this person, it loaded 8 records, and it pulls this file in and it keeps track of this. What the AI leverages is, if there's something, excuse me, in the process where it says, oh, I noticed that there's not a parent's email address with this, or the campus code is missing, it loads that into this file. So it's not just the generic list and log file that you get. It gives you the ability to leverage what it sees inside that information without you having to go in there and get it. Um, and then it gives you the output of that. So the idea is, whether you're an on-premise institution and you currently use either cron or UC4, or you're looking at ISC, or you're looking at this process that we're giving you with ProcessMaker, it is running a job that you can schedule in other things. But ProcessMaker as a workflow platform gives you the ability to take what's occurring with this load and either funnel it to another person or another system, and leverage what you already have as part of the workflow situation, which job scheduling programs are not, and give you that ability to then do something more with that. So that's really the leveraging, the most important part of this process. And then once it's loaded, me as the pretend financial aid person gets a notification in here. Um, and it gives you these outcomes here. So I wanted to give some time to make sure that folks were able to answer, any questions that we have or bring it from there. So please let me know.
Yes, please feel free to let any question you have in the Q&A section so we can answer those.
I'm seeing the question, how quickly would this automation allow us to process ISIR files compared to our current manual workflow?
Sure. So the good part about this being the platform that it is, it the process flow and setup scripts are already here, so we'd be able to, work depending on what you want to do with it. We would be able to leverage exporting it, bring it into your environment, and then making changes. So the short answer is very quickly. The long answer is it depends on how you want to extend it.
Thank you. And the next question is, does the system notify financial aid staff when there's an issue with a file or banner job?
Yeah, so it notifies you via email. It also puts the little notification bell up here, so it can definitely let you know how the output of the job and whether you want to have that sent to the generic financial aid email box or to an individual person. It can be customized to do both.
I have two questions that are related. Is this only available for banner schools, and is there a colleague compatible solution?
So it's available for both. Colleague has a different way of loading the files where they have a sort of a better built-in process, but it doesn't leverage like the AI, so we can adjust it to do that sort of thing. But for banner schools, whether you're on-prem or wherever, it can be leveraged.
How does the system know which academic year to pull in records for?
Sure. So, as part of the setup in ProcessMaker, Ellucian workflow, how if you already have it set to use something, so ProcessMaker can leverage collections to know what academic year and what fiscal year you're in, because honestly, those are the two dates we always try and set from a higher ed situation. So, however they're set you can leverage those, or we can code them in, and then if you're overlapping, so if you take the FAFSA load out of this, obviously there's a ton of financial aid jobs which you might be reporting back information to the government, whether it's COD or NSLDS. We can set those variables up to work with whatever your timeline is.
Does anyone have any additional questions?
Maybe we can give them a little bit more time to think about those questions. I know you have something very exciting to share with us, Erika.
I do. So, our exciting news is that in January, we're going to be hosting a 10-week-long Ellucian Workflow Bootcamp. This is going to be an interactive build-as-you-learn experience. You're going to actually create two processes. Our intention here is to help you get started if you haven't started using the platform, to deepen your skills if you're already using it, or to also train up additional staff members on using the platform so that no one is on an island. You can have more staff to support you. So we're going to be sending out the invitations to that this week, and the boot camp will start January 13th. We're going to have 3 concurrent cohorts running. And we're also going to be sending you out invitations to a discourse forum. We created a place where you can connect with other Ellucian workflow users. You can share tips and processes and coding and troubleshooting, and just find out who else is out there and make the best use of the platform together. I'm not seeing any additional questions, so we're going to wrap up for today, but just wanted to say thank you all so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you all.